born January 28th, 66. I probably was in 10th grade. No, I graduated in 56.
No, I was a baby.
Well,
I was born in 65.
I think Tally was born.
I'm dying and I was almost 5 years old. That was about the hot time of life.
We were in
My dad,
Joliet.
February
In 1966.
58. That's right. I was a nursing.
And how did he die?
He fell down. I think they had a heart attack. Fell down some steps.
Wow.
Didn't it puncture a lung?
Yeah, punctured a lung.
Died in the hospital.
He sent me up to get his Aunt Bina, or my Aunt Bina, his sister. And when I went to get her, he died in the meantime. By the time I got back, he had died. She lived up in Hancock.
That's where we visited Aunt Gia.
Oh, okay.
And how did your mom die?
A stroke, a massive stroke. It was in September of 56. I just started back to my school, senior year. It was in September.
Can you say you found her on the porch, or?
She was sitting in her rocking chair on the porch, and her whole side was all drooping. Her hand was almost to the floor. And we used to have I don't know if they were hired hands, but do you remember Matt Johnson?
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting with her on the porch when I got off the bus.
Oh.
And he said something happened to your mom. We could see her from the road as we got off the bus, so I ran down to Lois's because they had a car. You had to go and get a cab. There was no ambulance. She was taken to the hospital in a cab. Bert Kent came and picked her up and took her to the hospital. And she only lived a couple of nights. I remember I was with her when she died. The curfew just went off downtown at 10 o'clock, for kids to get off the street. And she breathed her last.
Oh, hang on.
Somebody stayed with her all the time, because she was so sick. And they must have made me stay with her that night. And I remember I was leaning against the bed railing like this, excuse me. And I think I was saying some prayers, and I looked up and I knew she was breathing her last. I didn't know anything back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you?
16. And Joan was 13.
Here.
Huh?
Kelly was in service.
Yeah, he was en route home
Was he? Yeah.
from Korea. He was on a boat.
Oh.
And that's why he
Oh, yes,
that was so bitter for him.
lifelong for him.
Yeah.
He still boycotted the Red Cross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they couldn't find him.
And they should have found him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was en route.
Good grief.
Well, that was hard on everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Actually, I think he was my mother's favorite. That she used to call him Sonny Boy.
And he did everything for her.
Oh,
But in turn, she did everything for
Yeah,
him, too.
yeah.
They were buddies.
yeah, they were real good buddies.
Although I never met her.
Yeah.
But
Oh, he was
talked
just
about
awful.
Mm.
He came home with lots and lots of money
oh, did he?
that he saved in his service, and he gave it to me. He goes, Ande, put this in the bank, and don't give me any of that money.
Oh,
Well, he drank it up.
Uh-oh.
I would say, you told me not to give you this money.
Yeah.
I just need $20.
Uh-oh.
Well, he nickel and dimed it.
Yeah.
to nothing. Then my dad finally told him, you have to do something with your life. He said, you have to.
Signed him up with the state police.
Yep.
So did Uncle Kelly pick that, or did your dad?
My dad.
Okay, because he picked your career too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I had him enroll like in my 11th grade for nursing school. It was a Catholic school. I thought he forgot about it. And I went home. Joan left when I graduated. She went to big horse fly.
That's a bee.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I'm flapping.
Anyway, we were eating supper one night because I had to go home and cook supper. I had a job at the, what did I just say? I worked on called
Restaurant?
Yeah, at the restaurant. So I'd come home and I'd have to make her supper. And one night we sat down to supper and he starts eating. He goes, well, have you got all your stuff ready for that school? I went, no. He said, well, if I were you, I'd start picking up all that stuff because they had sent me a list of what I had to take.
Oh, yeah.
He said, because that time's coming up. So put me on a Greyhound. I didn't get no big ride down to any school.
And pack you up and make you a loft and
Yeah, pack me up, make me a laugh, send me food.
get care packages.
I got on the bus and left and came home for Thanksgiving and Christmas and then came home when I graduated. And then Kelly,
Was it 1 year?
Yeah, Kelly took me to, he said, where do you want to try to work? And there was, Marquette had a big Catholic hospital with nuns, and so did Escanaba. So I think he took me to Escanaba first. And I walked in there and met with the nun, and she said, there's a rooming house across the street, I'll take you. She didn't even ask me if I wanted to work.
Oh.
She said, there's a rooming house across the street, I'll take you there and get you a room. And I went over there. I mean, I was so shy and bashful, if she'd told me I'd sleep on the street, I probably would have.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And the nun said I went to school with her Sisters of Mercy down in Cadillac. They were the sweetest, sweetest nuns you'd ever want to see. These damn Germans I went to work for. One of them, I said, her goal in life was to make me cry every day.
Oh.
She would meet me in a hallway and she'd holler at me about the way I was holding something even.
Oh, my.
Couldn't
Yeah.
do nothing right, huh?
And they were all old Germans.
Oh.
The head one was Sister Boromia. She was like a devil.
I remember going there and seeing you.
Yeah. Yeah. So Kelly dropped me off and went back home because him and your ma were visiting, and off back they went.
Wow.
I was on my own.
Did you get sad when they left? Or did you just know it was...
Well, I just knew I had to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Father Lawless was our priest on the reservation. And I had this little apartment I shared with another girl after I moved out of the rooming house. And he came to see me one day. It was my day off. And he sat down at the kitchen table and he went, so how are we doing? I burst into tears and I couldn't stop crying. He goes, Marilyn, because he never called me on it. He says that sometimes Marilyn is very grown up and sometimes Marilyn is real immature. That's all he said to me.
Oh,
I
no.
looked at him.
Oh, jeez.
So he wanted to know if I was doing okay, if I had enough money, you know, that kind of stuff. Did I need anything? He was a very, very kind man. He used to take us on sledding parties. In Zeba, we'd start at the top of the hill and go all the way down to the lake sometime. And he did that during the winter, maybe once every 2 weeks. He'd take us on a sled ride or took us skating. He had a little tiny, tiny nose. And I think we were racing with him and he fell and he slid. He got up and goes, good thing this nose is little. So then my mom and dad would make like chili at the house. And my mother used to make great big buns. So he'd haul us all back to the house and we'd go to our house and have, of course we had a cow, so we had hot chocolate and chili.
Great.
And all the kids were invited, you know, not just the Catholic kids. Remember all the Emerys used to go, and Crevasas, us, and if Anna was around, she'd get invited. It was lots of fun.
I wonder if Emery still is in the trailer park.
The last I heard, I asked somebody, one of them, and they said she was still there.
Oh.
I haven't seen her for years.
Oh,
I was
haven't
always going to go look for her up there, because I think Lois told me what trailer she lived in or where she lived up there. But I never did make it up to see her.
No,
And Lois said she never went anyplace.
No. She was sickly, I think.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what was wrong with her, but she wasn't a well person. That's why I
Okay.
was wondering if she's still alive.
Well, it's been a long time since I've heard about her.
Yeah.
But all those girls I grew up with, Anna, Donna Kosky, Elaine Chevalier, they all died young. Anna lived till a few years ago.
Anna?
Yeah. She had lung cancer.
Anna who?
Miller.
Miller. Yeah, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh.
I went to see her while she was getting chemo. She was sitting on her back porch, her and Dom,
Mm-hmm.
and she was in the midst of her chemo treatment.
Oh.
Just as crazy as ever.
Yeah.
We'd all had on her, and she's laughing, telling us stories.
Yeah. I liked her. She
Yeah.
was nice.
I was never allowed to play with her, but she lived next door to me. She was my first cousin because they always had bugs.
Oh, is that right? Oh.
Always had bugs. My mother would, she'd have to clean my hair, try to get rid of those.
Oh, my.
She'd pull my long hair.
Oh.
Told you to stay away from her.
Was it
Oh,
lice?
no.
Lice.
Yeah, lice.
Always. Susan used to sit at the pump there. Remember the old pump at Lois's? And she'd pick the bugs out of her hair, squash it.
Ay, ay, ay.
I mean, you could get rid of them. There was, you know, stuff to do back then. My mother used to have to do it to Joan and I. If I got them, she got them.
Yeah.
I always remember the day. She always had to do her laundry on a board, you know, on
Scrub board.
out in the yard. What the day? She was hollering, I got a new automatic! Ones with the ringers. Automatic! By golly. I never forgot that. I got a new automatic.
And her clothes were as white as
Yes,
snow.
they were. Yeah. And how many? 6 kids?
Yeah.
All.
And always so poor.
I
Hank
suppose.
worked sporadically.
Oh, did he?
Well, he would drink on weekends and he wouldn't go to work for a few days. So he'd only get a couple days in.
Yeah.
And so they were very, very poor.
Yeah.
He didn't hunt. You know, if my
No.
dad hunted and fished, he always sent stuff down to them.
You know, Kelly used to say we gotta go get a deer for the Millers.
Yeah.
We did. We did for a lot of the seniors.
Yeah. I remember my dad used to go to some creek, and he had this great big knapsack. It was a big green army-colored one, thick. He would go down by the river, and then get all the dead fish,
Yeah.
fill up that knapsack, and come home with it. Clean fish. He would salt it, and it would taste just like salmon would. And then he would pass it to, like, Marion Barbineau. She didn't have a husband.
Oh, yeah.
So he'd give her fish, he'd give Susan fish. They always shared.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always made sure people had stuff to eat.
Yeah.
I remember him coming and throwing that big thing, and all these great big old rainbow would fall out.
Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. I remember the first time I saw a great big rainbow in my sink.
Oh, God.
Kelly and Clyde went.
Speary?
That, and I think he was dynamiting too.
Oh, okay.
At night, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I never saw a fish that big in my life.
How big were they?
Oh gosh, like this?
Well, some of them shell were
Yeah,
like
I'm bigger
this.
than I even. Yeah. Yeah.
So he used to salt those down. We had crocks, you know, the old
Oh
fashioned.
yeah.
I think we had 3 of them.
Oh.
That he always had either pork, they'd butcher a pig and they'd make salt pork in there, fish, and then they would pickle fish, like herring. Oh, that was
I
fun.
love that.
Joe and I used to go down there, so it was kept in the basement at Lois's, and we used to go down there and eat all the lemons out of it. When we
Oh.
catch hell.
Oh my gosh.
Dad made real good pickled suckers too.
Yeah, those were good. One time Slug smoked fish, and he put it down in the basement. Remember that between those 2 pillars there was a workbench about this wide?
I just remember the big furnace.
Although this was right in the middle of the room, it was probably like 2 poles that held up. Well, he had the smoked fish in there covered with wax paper and on layers. So Ann and I went down there and we saw the smoked fish, so we went up to Lois and we said, Lois, can we have a piece of fish? She goes, sure. We went down there and got a piece and we're sitting outside eating it. I said to Lois, this tastes yeasty. Full of agates.
Oh.
Fly must have got in there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yuck.
Mm.
They had to throw all that fish away.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Slug used to love to smoke fish. He used to try to smoke smelt, but they would just dry up.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Eat off the land.
Yep.
We always pick berries, from the first berry till the last berry.
No, I can't get you out of the berry patch.
Yeah.
There you go.
When she goes, she's.
There's
Nuts.
to pick
Mm-hmm.
the last berry.
Go home and give them away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you pick blueberries, the wild ones up here? You
We looked.
We looked at, coming up yesterday. I got a patch by the airport, and there was nothing.
It's been dry up here.
I
Yeah.
saw some somewhere. I can't remember.